This stunning device is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4, and this is my 2-week review. So let's get it. Hey, what's good? Prashil here, and man oh man, I think Samsung's really done it this time. Folding phones have really made the transition over the last couple years from being a little bit gimmicky to fully fledged productivity powerhouses. And Samsung is definitely up there. So let's start off by talking about the design of this crazy device. Personally, I think this phone is stunning, especially in the beige color I picked out. It not only looks good, but also feels great in the hand and does carry a heft that exudes premium. And the hinge is absolutely superb, really satisfying to open and close. However, there is a little gap in between the fold where things can get stuck in between. Now, when it comes to the camera system, I gotta say, you do get a well-rounded camera system. Your main sensor is a 50 megapixel wide-angle camera at f1.8 aperture. In addition, you get a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera with f2.2 aperture and a 10 megapixel telephoto lens at f2.4 with 3x optical and 30x space zoom. And in addition, you also get a measly 4 megapixel selfie cam. The triple camera setup is pretty versatile for the most part, with images produced being crisp and providing a decent amount of exposure. Subjects in frame also come out looking brighter without details being washed out. I found that taking videos was actually easier as the frame when closed is slimmer than a traditional smartphone, giving you better grip and handling with the Z Fold 4. Alright, now I want to talk about the performance of the Z Fold 4. And right off the bat, you already know what's up with this device. Performance with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 is great, and it had to be, especially with the functionality surrounding this device. It had to be great for playing games, viewing media, it had to be great for editing video and photos in a pinch, and you know what? It does all of this really well. Now I'm going to illustrate this further by talking about the screens, yes plural, because I meant the both of them. The screens are magnificent. The cover display is 6.2 inches and is a little thin, while the main display is 7.6 inches diagonally and has an adaptive refresh rate which goes up to 120 Hz. Now this phone is great for 3 things: playing games, media consumption, and lastly, productivity. Probably in that order. I'm gonna be real with you. I thought I would try and focus on the productivity aspect of this device, but it was just so good for playing games and so good for watching YouTube that I kinda didn't really get around to that as much as I would like. Switching between apps is a breeze, and the high refresh rate means that playing games is always really fun, and when you finally decide to do some actual work, it is great for that too. I really like editing photos with the Fold 4, plus with the S Pen you can even take notes and do tasks simultaneously with the multi-window feature. This adds a lot of flexibility and really allows you to make use of all that extra screen real estate that you get. It also pairs really well with the Galaxy Watch 5 and adds a higher level of practicality, especially when keeping track of your fitness and keeping up with notifications. Now I want to talk about battery life, because I feel that this is definitely one area where the Z Fold has improved on over its previous generation. Now while you get a 4400 mAh battery, which is the same as on the Z Fold 3, the efficiency of the 8 Gen 1 chip really shines with this device. I mean, I've definitely noticed an improvement, and overall, on a day-to-day basis, you can get up to about 6 to 8 hours of battery life, depending on your screen brightness, your refresh rate, and the actual apps that you're using. I found that during media consumption, this phone was able to consistently get up to about 8 hours. Now, if I was playing games, however, that number definitely dropped, and if I had maxed out the refresh rate and the brightness, well, you kind of know how that would go. The battery would definitely take a hit. Now I want to talk about some of the things that actually makes using this device a little awkward, and that's this 6.2 inch screen at the front. You see, typing on the screen can really feel like a bit of a hassle. Now I don't have thick fingers by any means, but even I was finding it a little bit difficult to actually type using this display. Now I use Google Maps quite a lot, and the thing I found with this device is, while using the maps in its unfolded form is actually really great because you do get more screen real estate, you can't actually fit this device on your phone holder in your car in this state. You have to actually close it, and I found that while this way you can actually get your device to fit, it honestly makes it a little awkward when using maps because of the aspect ratio of this front cover screen. So that's something I thought would be important to mention. Now my final thoughts on the Z Fold 4, or really any product in the Z lineup of Samsung, is that it's actually getting easier and easier to recommend foldable phones to the general masses. Because honestly, they've really transitioned away from being gimmicky to actually being useful. However, in saying that, I can't actually recommend this to the masses because of the price tag. Now that's a lot for anyone. And so for that reason alone, if I absolutely had to get my foldable smartphone fix for this year, I think I'd rather pick up the Z Flip 4. I love what that device is capable of, and the smaller form factor really does it for me. And so this has been it for my review of the Z Fold 4, a productivity powerhouse beast with some great multimedia capabilities and a hefty price tag to boot. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.